Are all hands together? Are all minds, bodies, souls, hearts together? What is this connection that we somehow share without even sharing it? If you could, what's going to make us not do something that we could? That little impulse to say, ooh, I should do this. Nothing's going to happen. And then something happens. So we don't always follow those impulses. But what's the impulse, or what kind of impulse do we get to where we follow it and then nothing happens, though something should happen? Thinking about when we were kids, and then for us to have kids, and all we really had was this thing we call dialect, speech, talking, things said to us that we always heard. And then when we go amongst other kids and we just sitting there with nothing but space and opportunity, the things that will fill up our minds and these impulses that we get at this moment are these moments. And wondering whether or not we should do that. Most of us never wondered. Most of us, and probably still to this day, just acting on impulses, and we get it over. We let it go. We let it all out. We say this. I'm not finna worry about what is going to happen after this moment, because somehow this is a shared moment. I'm not by myself. I was never by myself. There may be something telling me that I shouldn't do it for a reason beyond that. Maybe be personal, and to see a personal growth from our own kind, as we say. I don't want us doing this. Why? Because I'm here before us, and I don't want us doing this. I don't know what's going to actually happen once we do it. I've never done it. That's probably what I would say, or what would be said. And then here goes one of our kids to do something that we've never done before, and all we can see and sit back and realize that ain't nothing happened but that experience. Until somebody else, whether they say yes or no, jumps in the picture. It's going to be something when they say no, or they have something to back them up by saying no. And here it is, when it happens, it was just a moment, a memory being made, a pleasant one, if anything. That's what we look for, these pleasantries. We enjoy this, what we are birthing. We're supposed to. Remember having nothing but that one can, right? They say all these stories with people having nothing in their lives and to still have everything, to enjoy that. How was it possible? Some people never knew of nothing but substances. That's how I enjoy life. And to take everything away from me, I would go crazy. No! Keep it all with me. And then to somehow cross paths with somebody who had nothing, or who had to gain everything. Watching their families, their kids, them kids the same, to have nothing. And wonder why other people have more than them, right? It didn't get like that at first, though. At first, they was just growing up, having fun, laughing, smiling, playing around. Wasn't worried about having things other than that of the breath, other than that of somebody else with them. That's all we seen, right? That's all we was worried about, was who was around me. Even for those who somehow was by themselves, they still had somebody there. Who truly was by themselves? Nobody's by themselves in this. Under or below, we're not by ourselves. And if we are by ourselves, in a moment, we're still not by ourselves. There's a reason for all this. Am I supposed to know this and speak about it? Is somebody else supposed to know this and speak about it? Are we supposed to listen, watch? How can we be this connected without nobody's technology, nobody's intent? Somehow, we all became connected. Every single living organism on this planet became connected with me, with us. What's the reason other than this growth? And why would we choose something for me or a person or people to do versus what they choose? And here it is for the pleasantries. Who wants to be happy? But can we live vicariously through people? Can we be happy just as long as they're happy? I don't know what they be doing in their life. No matter how much digging I do with them as they dig. And somehow I just don't see exactly everything they doing. Even when I do somehow see exactly everything they doing, I just don't understand how they doing it, where they hearing it from, other than what's around us. It could be that, but then I ain't been there yet. From what we see, if we go there, well, nobody's ever been there, but I would think if you go there, you may never come back. But if you're back, you've been there. You've been to both places. You should be able to speak about it, or at least be able to not notice yourself in such a sensual way, to ignore the fact that from whence we came we shall go, and still be able to return from that whence we came from in many different ways. When we open these doors to places so-called securely locked, I'm telling you, because of the safety that is implemented and improvised. Because once again, with this growth and this sort of evolution that we all share, eventually we start putting different mechanisms on it. So it can not just look differently, but drive differently, fly differently. Go ahead and say it, swim differently. I'm at HD class. If I am able to harness every single thing that we have put here on this earth and use it in the progressive way, there's no limit. For us to be truly connected as one. Well, all of us one in this orgasmic realm that we're in right now. Somebody got to get it, somebody's giving it, and it's done. Our kids, these kids, us kids, grown-ups, whatever we want to call ourselves, it's getting done. And who knows, eventually it becomes personal preference versus this thing where we say we forcing this upon each other just because we can. Let's gang up. Let's team up, squad up, however it may be. Let's do that ant pile, dog pile, bullpen. Let's do it all. Put that one person in the middle or on top, and then all of us jump on that one person just to have that same thing happen to all of us when we get there on that one position.